Okay. I've already got a like. Thank you. Um, it doesn't show me anybody in here, but that's okay. We'll work with it. Let's see. Hope everybody's had a good day. How you doing, Rob? Thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate your continued support. Um, you've did have you been in here since pretty much the beginning of the lives, or not long thereafter? I think you have. Well, how are you doing? I'm looking to see if there's any fancy new tools that have come out lately. I have a few things to talk about, but don't want to use them all up right at the beginning. Uh, I am not seeing anything crazy. Uh, oh, doing well. Got the pallet stove prepped for winter. That's all awesome. It got me thinking pretty hard. Pretty hands down. Have a favorite tool. It is a very hard thing to come up with. I After posting it, I thought, hey, that's a good idea. Let me do that. And then I posted it and I'm like, what's my favorite tool? uh, but before I get into that, uh, I'm gonna show something new I got. It's not anything crazy. If I can even open it, but I like to watch Cletus McFarland. I watch almost every video. Every now and then there's one that is just, I'm not interested in. But for the most part, I watch every video. And he's got a giveaway going on now. And I'm a sucker. And so it's a F-250 Platinum, a 25 F-250 Platinum, a 25 RTR Mustang, which is I forget the name of it, but bought it like one of the famous drifters. He they build, I guess they build special Mustangs. They're souped up and better handling for drifting and all that. So and a trailer. So you enter it, you buy merchandise, you enter it, and let's see, I bought. Let's see. I bought this paint sillet with graphene, and it comes with a nice little towel and a buffer or a applicator. How you doing, Pete? So it comes with that. So I bought that. Figured I'd use it, and that's the thing with these. How you doing, Michelle? Um, oh, hello. How you doing? With these uh, contests, yeah, I'm a sucker and I enter them, and it's something I'm going to try to do at some point. I like to buy stuff that I can use. I can't use another T-shirt, and I can't use another hoodie, but it leads me to my next one. Street Racing Channel, which is a channel I watch every video they do. They have a giveaway for a. It's not a Buick Grand National. It's a more. It's a lot um, rarer option, and I forget what it is. I'm not big on the GNs, but they're beautiful cars. ton of a ton of like they're a classic now, and they're they got a lot of respect. In the early '90s, I can remember I'm a big Ford guy, watch do Mustang stuff, and I bought all the um, Mustang magazines you could buy, and it wasn't they didn't have big huge competitions between the Mustang and the Camaro because Camaro couldn't compete. It was Mustangs and Buick GMs, and it was pretty cool. So you know, I don't know exactly which model this one is, but it's pretty cool. So I bought something, but for it was a hoodie. So gave it to my wife because I didn't need another hoodie, but I wanted to enter the contest just in case I might win. But now to get to what I was getting to, one of the things I bought from Cletus McFarland was some of these grip lock ties. This isn't a paid commercial. I just think it's cool. So we all use zip ties. And I do not recommend these for just everything like, zip tying wire looms and stuff like that. No, these are reusable, like really reusable, not like regular zip tie where you're going to try to put a knife in there, a little bitty screwdriver, and pry back and then unzip it. No, these have a little handle on here where you unzip them. So this is a 8-inch. Got 3 fingers in there. And then you just, let's see, I don't know how, because I should have figured this out beforehand. Yeah, there we go. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. There we go. So, yeah, like you said, good for temporary use. So, I figured 2 packs would be good. This is a 24 count. It's a 70-pound working load, which is pretty decent. And this was $12.15. I think Cletus owns part of this company. The dude I think he owns part of a drink company. He owns part of this. He owns part of Motion Race Works. He's a 50% partner in Bradenton Drag Strip, and then he owns the Freedom Factory. I think he's got partners in it, but he also has an airstrip and a few other things. The dude is just smart. He's just smart, and he's developed the right relationships and everything, and he's got his hands in a lot of stuff. And when I first started watching him, he had already took off just a little bit, but this was way before he really bought the Freedom Factory. Once he bought the Freedom Factory, that led him into being able to do all other kind of stuff. I think he owns part of a media company too, not just his YouTube brand, but like a Freedom Network or something, and they do all kinds of races, all kind of stuff on there. And it's not just his content. But so these are $12.15. I just gave y'all a whole infomercial on Cletus McFarland, and he ain't paying me nothing. He needs to give me some money for my, 4 or 5 viewers. I'm kidding, guys. And these are the 12-inch. Yeah, these are the 12-inch, and they're $14.39. Again, it's a 24 count, 70-pound rating. It's got a rubber lining and yeah, UV stabilized and heat resistant. Let's see if this one's easier. So this blue part is rubber and the inside is the hard plastic. See if this one's a little easier to release. Yeah, it's a little easier to release. The tab, that other one, the tab was almost touching. This one sticks a little bit further out. So pretty neat. I plan on using them. The goal is to put just a few of them on the motorcycle. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. I'm just moving all over the place. This right here, I don't know when I'll even get time to do it. My poor motorcycle hasn't had a bath since sometime last year. Yeah. And let's see what else. My what is it? My truck, my pickup truck, my nice 2017 F350. Huh? It's got a possum living inside the engine bay, or at least was, because he pooped all over my the air exchanger and the battery. It's got to be a possum. It could be a raccoon, but I haven't seen any raccoons around here. And a rabbit ain't gonna get up in there. And all I've seen is squirrels, possums, and rabbits, and tons of pigeons. They nest in it every year. This, I'm going to get my garage at least clean enough so I can park my truck in there. But I've neglected it. It has got moss, like the green, just the green thin, growing on the hood, on the lip of the front of it. So, yeah, it's fixing to get parked in the. It's either going to get sold or it's going to get parked in the shed because I don't use it a whole lot. I don't see any sense using it when I don't need it. I'm not just going to drive it around and spend 2.5 times more, maybe 3 times more on fuel, and 2 to 3 times more on a oil change and all the other maintenance. But then again, here I am, a dummy, paying a payment on it and insurance, and my tag is $800 a year. So hopefully it won't be that much. But yes, I agree. Um, I may be better off selling it and just renting a U-Haul when I need it. I just have to get, before I can do that, I have to get rid of my toy hauler. I can't I can't get a I can't get rid of it until I get rid of that toy hauler. Yeah, because it'd be hard to rent something that has a fifth wheel. Maybe, I don't know. What do y'all think? Am I overthinking it? Should I just keep it? I bought it because I want to use it. And one of the ideas I have, if I can ever get to a place where I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be on the channel, is buying pickup trucks, like any, $1,000, $1,500 pickup trucks, bringing them in, doing a light refurb, and finding someone that needs it. You know, I'll have to start off by maybe selling them every now and then, make a little bit of money back off of them. But hopefully the videos will make a decent amount. But I eventually want to get to where I'm giving them away to someone who needs them, like doing some type of charity deal. because the big truck, is not, you know, good to. It's not good to own all the time. It's just good for certain times. But just have a regular pickup truck would be, it's. I've always had a pickup truck. Well, no, I'm not trying. I've had a pickup truck since 2010. And before that, I had a short period when I didn't own a pickup truck. Like it was from when I first started driving in around 87, 88 until 2010. There was probably 2 or 3 years where I didn't have a pickup truck. So I've I've always been a pickup man. My first pickup was a 80 81 F100. It was brown boat metal flake and tan, or it was kind of goldish brown with like boat metal flake in it and a tan stripe. I think it's been so long. It's been so long. That poor truck, I put it through heck. But like I said, I've had a truck most of my life, and it'd be hard for me not to have a truck. That being said, I use the poor Hyundai as a truck about half the time. So, now that I've got completely off subject, let me show you what we're drinking tonight. Tonight's deal, and it is so cold in the house. Stupid air conditioner. So I should have warmed this up a little bit because it's not. I don't think it'll taste right or as good as it should. This is Bourbon Barrel New Year cask strength. 675 bottles, 111 proof, 111.2 proof. I've had this bottle. I probably got it sometime around 19 or 20. I just drink a little bit of it out every now and then. 2 family trucks within a quarter mile of the house. It's easy for me not to own one. That's understandable. I don't have any blood relatives close other than my son, and there's no one else I would ask to borrow their stuff. You know, uh, if I was back home, where my brother is and everything, yeah. But I'm not in a place where there's anyone I would bother asking to borrow something like that. I don't like borrowing stuff from people, period, because it's too easy for something to go wrong. And sure enough, you borrow someone's whatever and it breaks or something, and now and the right thing is to fix it. It doesn't matter whether you caused it or not. The right thing is to fix it. And you just hope it wasn't something that the person you borrowed it from was hoping would go out on you. I just don't like borrowing people's stuff. Um, so there's that. But my son does have a little Colorado. So it'd do a little bit. It'd probably fall on its face if we hooked a car trailer up to it, though. Just the trailer alone. Cheers. That's got a good color to it, though, don't it? That's nice and amber. It's got a good smell, but I still smell the alcohol in it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got my F-150 just 2 years ago and wished I had it decades ago. Comes in so handy, and now I have a plow on it. See, that's awesome, especially where y'all live. You know, a plow here, there's a few people that plow, but like it's one season out of every 3 or 4. You know, it there hasn't been any huge snow since I've lived here that lasted very long. There was no, I'm sorry, there was 1 or 2, but I've been here for 9 years now, I think, since 16, July of 16. So there's only been about 2 decent sized snow, and one of them was in late March, early April. And it was crazy one, out of the deal. So the people that have plows, they don't use them a ton. Um, and because they get used so little, it seems that they're not worth having, if that makes sense. I'm gonna try something here. I'm fixing to move this light. Trying to shed a little light on the subject. See how it's it's dark in here without that. But the problem is I don't think I can get it in a place where it puts the light where it needs to be. See, that's too bright. Dang it. I'm over here fooling with stuff. Y'all don't care about that. I'm just gonna turn it off. I'll figure something else out later. I was just I've been trying to make it look a little better because I look at it when it's through and it's not bright enough. But yeah, I'm gonna put it back on there. It's just a weird shadow. There we go. Just a weird shadow, but at least it does highlight the hat. I've got probably 6 of them left. I've sold like 2, given away. I originally had 12, so I've given away at least 4. No, 2 or 3. Might have had more than 12. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, so favorite tool. Took a long time getting there, didn't I? I wonder how many people click on the live after it's done and see me rambling and click off. I mean, there's metrics. I can look at it. Pete knows, but I'm scared to. All of my videos have a high percentage of people dipping after the first minute or so. And yeah, there's people that watch the whole thing, but there's a lot that dip early on. The majority dip early on. Did I show y'all the tool yet? Did I accidentally slip? What we got? Snap-on ratcheting screwdriver. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Snap-on tiling grip pliers. That's a good one. Good to see you in here, Walter. Didn't know you were hanging around. Hope you're doing well. The one I've got, I bought the original set, and they're Craftsman branded. You might already know what I'm talking about. They're Craftsman branded. But I bought the original set back probably 13 or 14, somewhere around in there. And they don't sell them Craftsman branded anymore. But it's my Knipex. So I brought out a few versions of them. And I love these things. I mean, I love them. Now, if I had to pick one of these, it would be my medium size one. what, 7-inch, 9-inch? I don't know. Us guys don't know how to measure things just by our sight. I'm kidding. We tend to exaggerate on some stuff. Yeah, 7-inch. I got it right. Let's see. So, but the 7-inch is probably my favorite. I love these things. I know there have been some people that haven't had luck with them. I think, and I could be wrong, and I don't want to attribute it to him, but I think Papa said he had some strip out or something. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong on it. But someone that's been in our lives said he'd had some that stripped out with him. I haven't had that issue. They all still have good teeth. I don't think this camera will show them really well, but they still got good teeth on them. Let's see. There we go. All of mine do. Y'all don't want to see that. Let's see. Those are a good two. Adjustable pliers are up on my list. Yeah. My favorite tools, anything new, are probably my Vim socket flex heads or my Gear Wrench 120 XLs. Excuse me, man. Supper's talking to me. I always eat within about 20 or finish eating within about 20, 30 minutes of this. So if I'm always in here, it's not just the bourbon making me have issues. 4-inch snap-on. Yeah, those are pretty nice. Are they the Talon grip? See, my favorite tool is anything. So the Vim socket flex heads, you talking about the ones that aren't floppy? They are spring loaded. Let's see. Vim socket flex, yeah. Or the and I know about the big long Gear Wrench 120s. Those are the wrenches, right? And I think one side is ratcheting and one side is solid. My screwdriver is 20 plus years old. I beat the snot out of it. Use it assembling furniture and etc. Saves the hands. Yeah, I agree. Pliers, okay, just regular pliers. That's cool. The screwdriver, yeah, it's awesome. I got the Williams. I don't have a snap-on. I've got the Williams ratcheting screwdriver, and I love it. And it came with snap-on bits, or the bits were branded snap-on. So with that in mind, though, my second favorite tool, and it now that I'm thinking about it, probably comes in hard competition. Number one is my Milwaukee electric screwdriver, the little pistol grip looking one. That is one of my. I use it a ton, especially around Christmas. It gets used a ton. But yeah, I wish so. These were cheaper than Knipex. And I don't understand it. They're exactly the same, except this red here is a shinier plastic, and then of course the black handles. So a regular Knipex, as long as I've owned any, have this pebbly, rough finished nylon or whatever coating, rubberized coating. But these are just slightly different, and I actually like this handle better. It isn't as pebbly as this. It isn't as rough as this one. It's smoother, but it has a dang good grip on it. One of these, the handles have coming off. So yeah, these are one of these tools that get passed down to my son. Uh, no, they're the box end flex heads you put a 3/8 extension into for a handle. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up that one. Wasn't Didn't know too much about it. Let's see. Oh, Milwaukee just sent me an email showing their 21-inch auger propelled dual battery single stage snowblower kit. I bet you that thing is well over $1,000. Uh, I can only imagine. That's crazy. Milwaukee's going to have a tool for everything. Uh, well, the Talons are amazing. Yes, they are. Let me look. I got sidetracked. Let me go to Amazon. Let me put this in here. 120 gear wrench. 120 Excel. Huh. Gear wrench 120. I'm sorry. I'm looking this up. I'm not finding them. I'm gonna keep looking for them later. I won't keep holding this up. But anyway, do not use my regular needle nose pliers anymore since I bought the Snap-on Talon grips. Yeah, have the biggest pair and the next smaller. Do not have the smallest pair yet. I've only got one pair. They're probably about this size, about 7 inches or whatever. That's the only pair I've got. I love them though. They're great. Um, Yesterday though, I had those out and I had my Milwaukee electrician's pliers. What I don't know what the 7-in-1s or whatever. And I had them both out, and I was wiring my wife's shed up. So I had I already had the wire buried in the PVC, and I was putting everything together, and I was using them in the breaker box to get everything put together. And those Milwaukee pliers were awesome, and they were a little thicker on the nose, which is probably why I preferred them over the Talon grips. Talon grips would have been better in some other instances, but yeah, the but yeah, I wired up her shed yesterday. I've got power out there. I haven't tested it yet. I got everything finished. I got to test it, but by the time I got through yesterday, I was wore out. That PVC was fighting me. It When I put it in, or the person that buried it for me, it's like I needed it to be right here, and it's over here and tilted that way. So I had to connect the piece of PVC, pointing it that way, and it went up at an angle. I cut a hole in the house, went through a little box there and everything. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt. And that if you get it wrong and you slide that PVC in there with glue on it, it sets up quick and it gets tight. And then if you try to twist it after it's already got tight and or it's almost about to set, you ruin it and you got to pull it out and sand everything down. So, yeah. So it took me all day to finish that run into the house, get it hooked into the box, and I was dealing with 6 gauge wire, 6 gauge stranded, and then I had to wire it into the other box, and it was just a pain in the butt. Um, I'm not an electrician, and I still need to do something about a ground, figure out exactly how I need to do that. Um, let's see, Walter, the Talons are amazing. Milwaukee, in my opinion, is trying to do Ryobi, but for general contractors, where all their tools. Yeah, they want to provide something for every single. I think they want to be a full service tool company, like everything for everybody, and it's just on a professional. I think I would say they're on a professional, you know, high end home level. Um, there's there's levels up there above that, which if you've ever been to, I haven't been to a tool show, but PRI has some super high level stuff like nitrogen powered air guns and crazy stuff. So yeah, there's stuff out there. Panasonic has a line of tools, and Ingersoll Rand has lines of tools where you can program the torque in, and they're torque limiting. So once they hit it, they stop. And if somehow it over torques, it like flashes, it tells you that you over torqued it. Let's see. Let's see. I put the link for the 2 items. I don't know why I'm not seeing the link. Did you put the link in here, or did you do on your deal? On your yeah. Something else I want to talk to y'all about. Y'all might not know. We'll get back to this in just a second. So on the mobile version of YouTube, I don't know if you've seen it, Pete. You got to opt into it though to be able to do it. You can go to the channel, and so man, it's washed out. Okay, so what used to be community is now posts, POSTS. So you would post something up there and people would reply on it. But now there's a community tab above that. I wish I could make y'all see it. There it is. See there, it says visit community. So you can click on it and you can post stuff on there on my deal. So if you want me to see something, I think you can post pictures. Let's say you want me to see your toolbox, you want me to see a tool you bought or whatever. You can post it there. You want to call my attention to something that maybe you think I need to see? What was that doing? It's light reflecting or something. You can post it there. So check it out. Tell me if what you think. But I think y'all could make posts on there. It's not entirely new. I heard about it like 8 months ago, I think, or longer, and they rolled it out to select creators for testing, and I wasn't one of them. And I didn't know when they actually went live with it for all of the US, but they have. And I went in and figured out how to turn it on. I would explain it to you, Pete, if you wanted to know, but you probably best Googling it because It still took me a minute even reading the instructions. Oh, so um, I'm thinking about starting the giveaways back up. Um, don't know how to go about it. It might be once a month or something. I'm not sure. I would like to build this back up because at one time we had more people in here, and because of my trips and stuff, people have faded away, and people's got a life, and I understand that. But I want to attract some more people in here, get it going again. Um, it helps bring eyes to the channel and it helps have people involved. And the goal, I've got goals for the channel, and I've been pretty lax in getting things done. So we're going to see what I can do with it. The TikTok is good, and it might bring me one or two every now and then people to hear. But everything I'm seeing is it doesn't really transfer as well. And you almost have to treat TikTok as a um, separate entity. You know what I'm saying? Could do what Jeff does about commenting and then have to present in the live to win, to be present in the live to win. Okay, that's a good idea. My suggestion would be to keep, okay, the TikTok live on your phone muted to read it. Okay. You're saying start doing the TikTok, do the TikTok again for the live? I need to. And maybe, so I had my iPad down here when I did it last time. So what I may do next time is maybe put my phone up here somewhere and do it. Maybe get me a stand for it. It's kind of frustrating. Let me take a picture and I'll show you how my setup looks from this side. Now, let me email that to myself because it's funny and stuff is in the way of other stuff and it gets aggravating. Let's see. I'm just taking all the time, ain't I? Where is my Gmail? There's Gmail. Yeah. Dang it. Messed up. There we go. Here, so I can show you that. But this will explain to you why it's just hard. So I got to figure out exactly where to put it. So see my pointer there? There's my camera. And I got two screens right here. The light is up here, up top. And then I got my microphone magnetized right there to the camera. I'm thinking about putting the phone right there, maybe move this wire this wire around. But yeah, it's the way it's set up. It's nice for my setup of being to work, but it blocks the screen, and it's like I'm looking off when I'm reading comments, when really they're just right there. They're just right to the side of it. So I got to figure out how to do it and do it right. Um, yeah. See, I might start doing something that, like you mentioned, Pete, about how Jeff does it. But tell people they got to be in the live to win. Maybe do it once a month, and do something a little different, a little more than just a $20 or under tool. Um, shouldn't be too bad. I assume you use orbs or the like for multi-streaming. No, I use I haven't figured all that out yet. If I'm going to stream, I'm streaming separately on separate platforms. So I'll be doing the TikTok completely separate, have TikTok open and go live. And I'm streaming through the YouTube Studio app or Studio here with this. So let me end sharing that. But did y'all like my background? What little y'all could see of it? It's a David Mann painting, or a picture of a David Mann painting. Anyway, I was thinking of doing a live, but don't have the setup yet on the surrounding layout. I understand. This camera was fairly cheap, and it shows probably. It's a eMeet, EMEET. And then I've got some little gadgets to help me put it where I need to. It's frustrating to set the camera up. It really is. Let's see. Am I down to just Pete and Rob? Because it shows me only 2 people in here. Let's see. I don't feel bad for that. Folks know you're reading comments. Yeah, I don't feel too bad. I just want it to be a little smoother. I wish I could have a teleprompter in some way, shape, or form to read the comments off, but make it go scroll slow so I could control how they scroll. OBS, you should be able to get an API token code that you can plug into multiple apps like Twitch, YouTube, etc. at the same time. Could help you if you wanted. I might get with you. I might take you up on that, Rob. I need to do something. Still keeping up with all the comments might be a little hard for me, but yeah, I'm going to do something like that. I just don't know. I need to grow the audience, but yeah. Let's see what else. What else we got? Oh, so I'm going to do a review on a couple of things. One of them, I'm still trying to figure out how to do the video. I bought these, I want to say in 20 or 21 on sale. The gear wrench, torque wrench, it's got an angle with it and everything. The flex head isn't a super flex head. It's just a little bit of angle. But I want to do a review on them. I have found them to be very nice. They seem to still be accurate. Let me put it back in here, right? Seem to still be accurate. I've got this, the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch. And they're pretty good little torque wrenches. They've held up. I take care of my stuff, though. I don't throw them around. I've never dropped them. Knock on wood, or fake press wood, or whatever it is. I want to do a video on that, but I haven't figured out how to quite do it to where people will actually want to watch it. And the second thing, I don't know, do y'all have any experience with the quad lock stuff? I know we've talked about it, but I'm telling you, I really like it. I used it on my motorcycle trip, and it did real well. Every now and then, I have trouble losing my Bluetooth, and I've noticed that it's around. So when I was in Sturgis, I would lose it around those portable red lights. So there's some type of signal they were giving off that that interfered with the Bluetooth signal. I would also lose it sometimes entering certain towns, and I'm not entirely positive, but it would be close to cell towers. So I'm not sure what the deal is with, but that's the only time that's the only issues I've had with the CarPlay adapter. Pretty decent little deal though. And I'm going to do a review on those. I'm not sure it's going to be for this channel or not. We'll see. But let's see what else. Gotcha. Little offset bit holder I won from you is one of the handiest tools. I'm glad. I'm glad if y'all are getting use out of them. That's the best thing in the world. Use it, take the screw out of the bottom of TPMS, and it's awesome. You have the same torque wrench. They're good torque wrenches. They have went up in price. Let me find. See. So I bought them October 14th of 2020. The half inch was $197.07. It was a Black Friday deal. It has went up to $299.99. Now, I'm going to check it again and see, maybe there was some funkiness on the price because Amazon does some weird stuff, like as a tool inventory runs low, price goes up. The 3/8 drive, now check this crap out, was $186.76, and now it's $179.94. It's 5 years later almost. So that's some craziness. But yeah, I don't do new tires, but I change sensors and plugs and patches. I understand. I understand completely. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all joining me for another one. I hope y'all have a great week. I'm working on that video. I'm writing the script for it now. And it's not really a script, it's more of an outline. I don't want to go in there and just talk about it blindly like a lot of my videos are. I want to do a good video on it and give some people something they really, can use. But I'm going to try to get something out this week on that. I did put out a video last week, but it's not something a lot of people watch. If you don't mind, go back and try to look at it. I don't think any of y'all need it, but it's changing the fuel filter out on a Harley, a 22 Harley fuel injected. So it was just something. I recorded it and I really didn't get the best coverage of it. So I might redo it later. It'll be something, they call it green content or evergreen content, that while it may not be a big hit now, it'll be something that'll pop up in searches that will help out. And then of course I did the other video on those ratchet straps, and I want to do a better video later on it, use them a little bit more. Maybe the next time I go get some lumber, I'll ratchet strap it all down. I did take them with me this weekend to get some stuff, but I didn't need them. So y'all take care. I hope y'all have a blessed week. Hey, do something kind for someone. this week. Do something, just do something kind for someone. And maybe, just maybe, if all of us start doing something good for other people that we don't know or whatever, smile at people, tell them have a good morning, just something. Maybe maybe we can change the world for better. Thank y'all. Y'all take care. Have a good night. Have a great week. See y'all next Sunday.